Good morning everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to show you a bit more in practice, second part of the wedge tails and how I use them. A lot of people have been asking me if I could do video on how I actually walk different types of lures, and a few days ago it couldn't be a better moment to try the wedge tails. We had very rapidly rising water here, cold water, colored, rising, all the signs for a bad day fishing. In all fairness, any other time I would have stayed home, but I wanted to try anyway. It was a nice, decent, bright day, so I thought you always need just one fish to make your day. But it wasn't the case. I started trawling. Usually that's what I like to do when I approach any lakes, even a lake that I know really well. I usually do a couple of laps of the lake trawling just to give me an idea of where the fish are, using the fish finder. I found about 3 areas that were holding fish. Straight away I could see fish, especially the better ones were like very inactive, low down, not mixed with a bait fish or alone. Sometimes you can see nice echoes. They were just like underneath, very lethargic. Didn't look good. I trawled, I got no takes, changed lures a couple of times, no takes. Then I stopped on some of the spots. I tried the glide baits, I tried some swim baits, some rubber swim baits, and then I put on a wedge tail, and straight away, as you can see on the video, I hooked a fish. I lost it due to my fault, because usually this when you fish like that, now the one I was using, it's the one that you rig yourself. Okay, it's not the line through that's already rigged up. The one that I use is the rig yourself one. I like these ones because, like I said in the previous video, the rubber is a little bit softer on them, and I feel especially in colder water they have that extra little wiggle than these ones. The other thing as well you can do, because there's no hard body inside, like on the first video, I'll put the link underneath if you haven't seen it. I like to add weight inside the belly, because the problem is, I think these are intended to fish hook down, and the problem is when I crawl them and when I fish them so slow, you want the hook to be on top. So like that, you're not going to grab all the crap that's at the bottom of the lake. You're not going to lose your lure or get it stuck somewhere. Now, a lot of people, when they see me fishing these things, are like surprised how slow I crawl them. And by talking to some of the people online who are interested to know more about the technique for these lures, it was hard to explain to them that I'm nearly dead bait fishing with this. It's so slow. I'm just dragging it. Now, I'll leave you at the end of the video. I put a little snippet on how that lure walks, because first cast with it, I hooked a fish. Again, I said lost it because of my own fault, because the hooks being on the back of the bait, the problem that you're going to have is that 99% of the time, it's the top of the mouth of the pike that's going to hit first contact. Sometimes it might slip and get lodged into the corner of the mouth, but usually it's on the roof. And you know how pikes, the top of the mouth, it's really bony and hard, full of teeth. So to get a good hook hold up there, it's fairly difficult, because you only have one hook on this. So you're not going to get another hook getting stuck somewhere or lower. Now, the advantage that I like about having the hook up, it's because it is placed on the top. 99% you're going to have the hook sludge on the rooftop of the mouth, and usually they take them fairly confident, because they've been following these lures for quite some time. It's not something that they had a reaction strike, seeing passing in front of them, rip super fast, and then they run after it and try to grab it. These lures, the pike come, and like a dead bait, they come and inspect them. They just come down and look at them and try to suss out what's going on. And by crawling them really slow, that tail, every time you're going to hit a little rock or any indentation in the bottom of the lake, that tail is going to move on the bottom. And that tiny little movement with a bait that's like really crawling and looking a bit sick and dying at the bottom is just perfect trigger for pike. I believe this is the slowest that you can get to fishing dead baits, but with a lure, so which is more fun. I'm working on a different option for these lures. I'm trying to kind of customize them a little bit more to entice a few more bites. It's on the walk at the moment. I'm having fun with it, but I will do, as usual, a good video on it, because I don't mind sharing tips and bits for you guys. Now, coming back to this, again, super slow. People don't believe how slow I can crawl them. The bites are usually really good, and like I said, because you're going to hit the roof of the mouth of the pike, you want to secure the hook hold. So a good hit when you feel the strike, and also I usually follow by another strike, just to make sure that the bait is well embedded in the roof of the mouth, or maybe it might slip and get lodged in the corner of the mouth. So always be sure, because that pike came up. I was a bit surprised that first cast I got a hit, so I was a bit unprepared. My network got tangled with a box of lures. And then the pike done a jump, shook the head, and the lure went flying, which I didn't mind too much. It was like a 85 centimeter pike. So, but it was nice to get something on a really hard day, when I think any other technique would have been really hard, apart from maybe static dead baits. But as you know, I'm not into fishing dead baits, because like I find it so boring. Even if that type of fishing looks boring, dead bait for me is even dreadful. I used to do it, but not anymore. But coming to this again, because you're walking them so slow on the bottom of the lake, it's definitely not a search bait. So don't go out in the lake and just hope to catch a fish by fishing like that. You got to make your homework before you use these baits and find where the fish are. You use this bait when you know you're onto the fish. When you're like, I have 80%, you're sure that fish are holding there, and you have the feeling that pike are holding there too with the bait fish. So don't go around and try casting these and fishing them so slow anywhere, because it's going to be a long day, like, you know. And I don't fish all day like that, because it gets really boring too. So I like to change and swap with other lures. But again, super slow. And I love them. They're good fun to fish, and they're a joker card in your tackle box. Coming back to the glides, the version 2 of the Bream glide came on really nicely. I put a UV coating this time. I'm quite happy with it. I done a UV box to dry it. Worked really well. But the only problem is that the coating is fairly thick now, so he added extra grammage to the lure. So it's still a little bit, I'm not happy with the grammage. I want to really put as less as I can. So I'm saving weights inside, and as well as I want to change the hooks. I'm not happy with these hooks. I think they become fairly blunt fairly quickly. I keep resharpening all the time. So I'm in search of different hooks, and yeah, it's coming on really nice. I'll show, I put a little video at the end, or maybe now while I talk, of the lure trawling. I didn't put a video of the lure walking on the reel, because the camera doesn't really do justice, because you're walking it by little hits on the reel handle, and the problem is that the camera goes all over the place and jerks, and you can't really see, and it cuts as well the movement that you create, so the lure doesn't swim. Doesn't have a true swim, so I don't want to show you something that's not like 100% accurate. But on the trawl, it's 100% accurate. Trawl's really nice, really slow trawl, 2 kilometers per hour. It has a really nice wide glide like this, and speed it up to about 3 kilometers, which is like you're probably seeing now in the video. It has a more narrower swim, but still with a nice head turn like this, which I really like. Second lure coming as well. I'm working on the second and the third one. Of course, it has to be the perch. Another big main diet of pike here in Ireland. It's the humble perch, and pike absolutely love perch. So this one, it's built like more like a search bait, like a chop bait. It has a really wide angle, so this one is gonna basically move side to side and basically stay on the same spot. So it's going to be really good to present in front of trees, of lily pads, of any kind of a hideout for a pike, because you can really work that bait slow with a lot of movement without moving it away from a tree stump or something like that. So I'm really looking forward to finish that one. But the master is nearly finished, so we're gonna start. I just have to make the points for the articulation and the hooks, and then we're good to get the silicone out and make another cast for this. Apart from that, yeah, third bait, of course, it's gonna be a pike, I think. Or maybe I leave it to you. What do you think the third bait should be? If you want to put it in the comment section below, it'd be interesting to see. I might run that on Instagram as well. But thanks again for joining me. Thanks again for all the new subs to the channel. It's really nice, really appreciated. We got a nice little jump this week. So keep going, keep like and sharing, and do all the things that you know you can do. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Yo, get the speaker box loud, hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound. Hitting that stuff till you hearing that sound.
Fucking crawling. What a change, what a bait. Nailed it, on the bottom, crawling. Ah, it's gone. Crawling. On the crawl. On the crawl.